What's going on, guys? This is JT here. In today's video, I wanted to explain to you guys exactly all my maxed Autobots. I wanted to show off their health and their damage because I've had a lot of questions on that. And just because their health or damage is more than another Autobot, let's say a gunner type or a defensive type, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the best of that type. Their ability has a lot to do with that if you're just starting off and don't know that. So don't go with just those specifics and level up whatever bot has the most damage and health, because that might not be the right way to go. But so as to start, we got Jump Stream with 175 damage and 15,600 life. Absolutely love Jump Stream. Probably my favorite defensive Autobot, just because that shield she puts up can take her out of a crazy spot where she's getting absolutely murdered and save her life and let her get healed back up. So next we got Windblade here. My Windblade does 245 damage with 10,900 life. I like Windblade a lot because she has that special ability where Windblade can just go in there and take out a specific defensive building if you need, and then come back and engage in battle. Kind of what I like to do most whenever I use Windblade in battle is what I tend to do is I'll send her off and take out either a mortar or maybe a laser turret, sometimes the rocket launcher, depending on what situation I'm in. And then whenever I activate an Autobot outpost, I'll send her back in battle with all my other Autobots and then bring her back into the battle, and she just unleashes with all her heavy damage. So as far as Ironhide goes, we have 175 damage with 15,600 life. Ironhide has the new ability Rush In, which honestly, whenever I leveled up my Ironhide, I got him way back, like right when Transformers first came out. He had the same ability as Jump Stream, and now they changed the Autobot ability, and I don't really think Rush In, Smashing Walls does any good. Honestly, he's pretty much a useless Autobot. There's a couple bases here and there that he's good for. They really should up the damage that he smashes the walls, because he doesn't even damage like level 15 walls. It's kind of pathetic that that's his main ability, but doesn't really do anything. Alright, so next we have Optimus Prime. Everybody knows what Optimus Prime does. He's only 3-star, but he is capped at level 50. He has 209 damage with 12,600 life. Obviously, he charges into battle and brings his whole team with him. So next we have Stormclash with damage of 359 with 5,600 life. Not bad at all. Stormclash is definitely a solid Autobot. As for a flyer, one of the best there is. The damage in battle is really nice, so that's always good. And my favorite healer, who is Wheeljack. We got 168 healing with 4,600 life. You really got to be careful with using healers in this game, because, for instance, if you're using like a healer with a Windblade, those sometimes are not the best combos, because whenever you send that Windblade off and she lands, sometimes you'll notice either Ratchet or Wheeljack following off to heal up that Windblade, and they'll just die from all the buildings attacking them, when your plan is to, let's say, send Windblade back in with all your Autobots, but yet Wheeljack will just run off trying to heal them and then fall over. But the thing I do like about Wheeljack is he has combat stimulants, which is huge in battle, and it's so cheap. It only costs you 3, so if you get in a situation where you see a couple different Autobot outposts and you need to speed up your army, then it's definitely worth using that ability. So let's see, next we have Slug with Fire Rush. We got 192 damage and 15,100 life. I like Slug quite a bit, you know. I think he really works good with other combos. If you just use Slug without using him in like a combo situation, I think he's kind of useless. But let's say you use him with Autobot Jazz, if your Jazz's ability isn't filled up all the way, or if you use him even with Skyburst or other Autobots that do like a little bit of damage to buildings but don't really finish them off, well then Slug is great to go ahead and send him into combat and set fire to all those buildings and just take out the damage. As you guys know, Ratchet, I just talked about him. I don't really like Ratchet that much, not near as much as Wheeljack. They heal for basically the same amount, and the thing is Ratchet's healing grenade is just useless in battle. 1,000 life is really nothing in this game when all your tank Autobots have 1,000, 15 to 20,000 life. Healing 1,000 is like a 15th of their life, which is pretty much useless. So we got 168 healing with 4,600 life, pretty much the same as Wheeljack. So then next I have Autobot Jazz, who is my favorite gunner, by the way. We got 303 damage with 3,200 life. You just got to be careful with those gunners because their life is so low. But one thing that's good about Autobot Jazz is he has Orbital Strike, which is crazy good. You call down a powerful Orbital Strike, and what it does is it lands in one area and does crazy amounts of AoE damage. And the reason why I like Autobot Jazz the most is because what I tend to do is I'll send in, let's say, some sort of tank, either Jump Stream or Slug, Ironhide, whatever you're using for defense, and I'll send them into a building that's close to their Autobot outpost. If there's at minimum 2 outposts next to each other, so it works best if there's 3. And what you do is you send in either a Jump Stream or a Slug, and as soon as those Autobot outposts activate, then you use that Autobot Jazz skill and then make it land right as all their Autobots come out of the outpost, and bam, wipes them all out. Depending, obviously, on what level your Orbital Strike is, it definitely changes up on how much damage it does. I mean, if it does 2,557 damage, it wipes out Autobots with no problem. So next we have Jetfire. He's probably, you know, he is definitely a decent air striker, but probably my least favorite. I don't know, just his in-game, he just seems to die and run off and attack walls. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm using him wrong. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of the times I'll see battles where my Jetfire's just in like the back left corner attacking a random wall, and all my other Autobots are finishing off a base. So it kind of makes me, it kind of frustrates me, but it's okay though, even if he does attack walls, because the main thing I use him for is that airstrike ability to take out one building. So then next, who is my probably my favorite airstrike, who is Skydive. I have his ability at level 7, and as you can see, it drops 6 acid bombs, dealing a total of 3,000, almost 600 damage. Now, yes, the damage is over time, but you can really work around that. Let's say you want to take out a couple buildings, you can only drop down your Skydive, let him do his damage over time, take out those buildings, you know, and then throw down the rest of your Autobots if you choose to attack that way. He's got 370 damage with 4,500 life, so he's a monster in battles. His freaking guns, man, he just tears through things. Anytime I see my Skydive next to their Autobot outpost, I feel like I'm in good hands. As long as he doesn't have any gunners hitting him, he will take out pretty much any Autobot or any Decepticon one-on-one. Alright, next we have Skyburst with 334 damage and 2,900 life. I only have Skyburst, I only have her ability to level 6, just because, honestly, I don't use that line barrage too much. It's kind of hard to line that up, considering you can't really control where Autobots go when they're in battle. So, I don't know, I just haven't felt the need to level it up. The main reason why I use her in my main lineup is actually just for her gunner ability. What she does is she just stands in the back of the crowd, and she will spit out, like, she can hit like 4 or 5 targets at once. So, that's huge in actual combat. I don't ever use line barrage really, unless I'm just desperate and she's like the last Autobot alive, and then, like I said, that's like my desperate spot. So last but not least, we have Mirage, and Mirage is the Autobot with that EMP grenade, and I actually use Mirage in my main lineup because that EMP grenade does come in the clutch. So we got 309 damage with 3,280 life. I would level up that EMP barrage, but I feel like with all the new Autobots coming out, I want to just save up my Spark, and I think he's going to be replaced sooner than later. So that's why I have not leveled up my Mirage yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into battle and do one. Oh no, I'm not using Mirage. What am I talking about? I used to use Mirage. Oh yeah, that's right. I switched Mirage out for Skyburst just because I liked how many targets Skyburst was attacking in battle. So anyway, guys, this is my favorite lineup. I think is the most versatile against all bases. I do not think it's the best lineup for certain bases. Like, there's certain top players out there that I struggle with and have a really hard time beating with this lineup, but for all in all, this is probably my favorite lineup to go against all bases. So we got Jump Stream, Jetfire, Stormclass, Skydive, Autobot Jazz, Skyburst, and Wheeljack. So let's go ahead and get in here to a Zone 12 raid and see what we got. As you guys know, in Zone 12, you only get 1 medal per win. And if you lose the raid, you lose 1 medal. So the grind is real. Like, it takes freaking forever. This Autobot, anytime you see Autobot outposts like level 9, level 10, that's way low, especially for my Autobot heroes. And with the new raiding system, the way Space Apes did it was they made it to where you just raid all kinds of variety of players. So what level? So we got actually a HQ 14, that's pretty high. So it really doesn't matter how I go about attacking this base, to be honest with you, with my Autobots. They're not even going to take much damage. But let's see here if I can show off that Autobot Jazz ability and take out... Actually, you know what? I'll try to take out his... Oh, I was a little bit too early. Oh, well, that's okay, because I can afford to be early, because I just got to push the speed up button. I was trying to hit both of his Autobots as they rolled through, but of course I'm not clutch enough to do it on the live video. Or I am clutch enough, I just failed that attempt. Alright guys, well that pretty much does it. I'm not going to sit here and raid all day, or maybe I should. If you guys want to see a video of me raiding for 20-30 minutes, I guess I could post that. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see on Transformers, and I'll be glad to upload whatever type of content y'all are interested in seeing. I'm going to keep grinding for that rank 1 spot. I'm getting close. I am currently, what am I? How far am I behind this guy? Nat Salmon is, what is that, 400, a little bit more than 400, let's just say 500. So about 500 medals ahead of me, which really isn't that much grinding. If I put my mind to it, I can grind 200, easily 200 medals in a day. Really 300, but I just haven't had the patience, and plus with all these new heroes coming out on the other games that I play, I just haven't had the time either. So if you guys are looking for an alliance out there for Transformers Earth Wars, Always Hostile has their main alliance, and we are top notch. I mean, what rank are we now? I think we're ranked in the top 5. And we come in the top 5 every single weekend event. So if you want a guild that hustles, definitely Always Hostile is the place to be. We're currently ranked 3rd. We normally win pretty much every single Alliance Wars. And we also have our backup alliance, which is Hostile Uprising. And these guys are moving right up the charts. They're already ranked 44. So yeah, we have a spot for you. We also have another alliance called Hostile Intent. So we have 3 different... We have 3 different alliances going, so if you want to be a part of the Always Hostile family, just contact me online. My line app ID is JT is all business. Alright guys, I am out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Peace.